Welcome back to the Immigration Answers Show. Hey, one thing I've noticed lately. Oh, this is Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer extraordinaire. Sorry about that. Today's the 2nd of October. The government did not shut down, and here we are. Oh, H&M's calling me out for being MIA. How about that? Hope you all are doing well. Hope you all had a nice weekend. This is episode number 443 of the Immigration Answers Show. I'll be here for the next hour to answer as many of your immigration law related questions as I can. Hey, do us a favor, leave us a comment and let us know where in the world you're watching from. It really makes us happy to see where people are, what they're up to, and what they're doing. And then we're going to try to get people's questions filling up. I'm not going to shoot the shit too much. I will say tomorrow's show is, let's see what time tomorrow's show is. Tomorrow's show is at 11 a.m. Central Time. 11 a.m. Central. Nor has softball tomorrow, so I will be at her game this time tomorrow. So she has a game tomorrow at 4. And so tomorrow's show, 11 a.m. Central. That's the Tuesday, October 3rd show, 11 a.m. Central. Let's see what Patrick has to say. Hello, Patrick.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you. I have a question. I filed for, I paid it for my wife. It's approved and everything is good. But the only problem I have, for the last 3 years, the first year, 2020, I made $100,000, but I have a lot of deductible. So 2021, my tax return showing that I made 50,000. 2021, I made 48,000. 2022, I made 27,000. So I was wondering if I'll be qualified for that.
To be the sponsor?
Yeah.
Do you have any kids?
She doesn't live with me.
But do you declare her on your taxes, I guess, is what I was trying to figure out.
No.
So I think it's a close call. I think you'll probably need a co-sponsor. The 2022 is the most important year, and that was your lowest year. So you're right on the bubble for the third year, the most recent year, which is the most important. So I think if I were doing your case, I'd probably say go find a co-sponsor and let's file with a co-sponsor.
But my income doesn't change.
So let's make sure we're talking about the right thing. The whole shoot match is the adjusted gross income, for 2020, 2021, and 2022.
Yeah, I still have the same job for the last 4 years. But I think the guy who did my tax return, he gave me a lot of deductibles for last year. Like in total, I made over 100, but he's showing in my tax return 27. So
well, you don't want to be.
Go ahead.
I don't know what to tell you other than it's sort of a close call.
Can I get like a letter from my employees showing what the money I'll make this year?
Yeah, you can, but if 2022 is too low, that's going to be a problem no matter what.
All right, thank you.
Bye, Patrick. Sawa is here. Hello, Sawa. Are you driving? I can't talk to people that are driving, Sawa. I guess we'll come back. All right. Harriet's here. Hello, Harriet. I can't hear you. You're on mute.
Sorry.
How are you?
I think my question is an easy one, I'm hoping. I filed for my brother back in 2008 and 2005, I'm sorry. And then 2004. Then I moved in 2005 and I forgot to inform immigration services. So sometime back in 2008, I called them and they said to me, my application was denied because they couldn't locate me. So submitted a new application back in 2012, and I'm wondering if I can have them use the original date of 2004.
Nope.
Okay. Hmm. So I submitted a letter to them, and they asked me to fill out I think it's a G639 form.
Where's your
I'm sorry.
brother? He's overseas, right?
Yes. Are you there?
Revive that. Yeah, I'm here. We're just having internet problems. Sometimes when it's really, really hot, it's really, really sunny here today. Sometimes the internet acts funny when it's really,
Okay.
really. I don't think you're going to be able to revive the old case or use that priority date. I think you lost that priority date when the case was denied.
Okay. So it doesn't even make sense submitting the G I think it's 639 that they asked me to.
I don't think it's going to work. I think you're stuck with your 2012 date.
And where are they now with applications? Which do you know what year they're actually working on?
I can check. Visa bulletin. Sometimes it takes a little while to load. So, final action date for brothers and sisters of U.S. citizens is April 22nd of what country are you from?
Barbados.
Yeah, 2007. So you got a while to go.
Okay. Possibly another 5 years.
Maybe more. Yep.
Okay.
Bye, Harriet. Thanks.
Okay.
See ya. Oh, sorry about that. See ya.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Omar is here. What do you say, Omar?
Hey, Jim, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Excellent stuff you're doing, helping the public here. I have a story. About 2.5 years ago, I filed for a K1 visa, and it was approved here in the U.S. And they sent the application and the interview to Casablanca. Basically, she did the interview, she did all the medical reports, and she submitted the passport, all other documents, and gave it to the embassy about 1.5 years ago. I tried to contact this consulate many, many, many times. I got our congressman here involved. All they send them is like, we are busy, staff are sick, and they are not taking care of these applications. It's been since July of last year that they have the passports and all the documents after the interview.
When did the State Department receive the case?
They received it in 2021 or so, November of 21.
If you had to guess, why haven't they approved her visa?
I have no idea at all. I talked to them many times. I tried to get to the embassy there, and then the embassy transferred me to the consulate. And all they're doing is it's going through the process. And they replied to the congressman here. They told him that it's just continuing in the process, and we just have to wait.
Have either of you been married before?
I have.
And were you born in the United States, Omar?
No, I was born in Damascus. 44 years ago, I came here.
How did you get to come to the United States 44 years ago?
Oh, I came in through to college, through a scholarship.
How'd you get your green card?
Through a marriage. I'm sorry. Yeah, through a marriage. My first marriage.
That's what I was trying to find out.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
And is there a big age gap between you and the person in Morocco?
It's about 21 years.
Yeah. So I don't know how much you know about me, Omar, but like my Casablanca, like we had big problems with Casablanca. It's really died down. We haven't sued Casablanca nearly as much as we used to, but there was a time where I was suing them 15 times a month, but it was almost always because of a big age gap. So it's not a well-run
Can't hear you, Jim, but
embassy. They don't treat people. Sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
yeah, I can. No, yeah.
So big age gaps in Morocco. That's the main reason why I've had to sue them. They think she married you just to get a green card. So what happened at her interview? Like, what did they say?
Oh, the interview went fine, and they know that there's a difference in age, and but when she went for the interview, the doctor medical report was not completed, so they asked her to go complete it and then submit the passport with the medical records to the embassy again, which we did back in July of last year.
Yeah, those are all just games they're playing. Has she ever applied for a visa to the United States?
No, no, never, Jim. She never applied to, and we're all professionals. We're not playing games. I mean, I am a, I have a good job, thank God, and everything is fine. It's just they don't respond. The last time I got a hold of somebody, they told me that the guy in charge of the K1 visas are sick for 6 months.
That's
which
bullshit.
was very funny. Yeah.
That's bullshit. What's the date of your fiance's interview?
Oh, it was April of 22nd, I think. The interview was about a year and a half ago or so, in April.
So 6 months ago.
No.
It was 2022?
Yeah, 22. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Well, here's the thing. I don't like fiance visas anymore. I'm mad about fiance visas. I don't like to file fiance visas. The reason for that is the State Department has a new little trick they've been doing. I made a video about
Yeah, the internet is weak, Jim.
this. So if someone files, I'll be right back. I'm going to try a different internet, okay? Hold on.
Okay.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Jim.
Let's try this one. So we have a couple different networks. Let's see. What was I going to say? Okay, so I don't like fiance visas. And the reason I don't like fiance visas is because the State Department can decide on their own to let it expire, right? So if you had married your fiance and filed an I-130, once USCIS approves that I-130, it's good forever or until USCIS revokes it. With a fiance visa, that's not the same deal. The State Department can say, you can't hear me?
Now it's okay. Now it's coming back and forth. But anyway,
I don't know what to do. Okay. Okay. So anyway, you can't. They can let your visa expire and you have to start all over.
oh wow, with the same application of K1 visa, or is there any other ways to bring it over here?
Well, if that happened, if they didn't give you the visa, I would tell you to get married and file an I-130. Oh. But if you were asking me right now, Jim, I've got this lady, she's 21 years old, younger than me in Morocco. What should I do? I would say that you should get married and file an I-130 because I don't like fiance cases because of what I just explained to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
But you have a lot of time invested in this.
A lot of time, a lot of money too.
Please decide my fiance case. And what I'm saying is they might approve it, or they might just say it expired. Too bad. Sorry, Omar. Now you got to get married. So one of those two things can happen. And I don't know which will happen. I've seen it go both ways. So you have to decide yourself, is it worth it to me to spend $5,200, $5,000 to get a final answer on this one so I know if she's coming on this one or if I have to go over and get married?
Does your office handle these cases?
It's my favorite kind of case, Omar, and I haven't gotten to sue Casablanca in a really long time.
Okay, I would love for you to do that for me. What number can I reach you at?
314.
Yep.
961.
Yep.
8200, and say I'm Omar and I was on with Jim on Monday at the 10-minute mark, and then they'll know what to do. Okay.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye. You got it. Omar knows what's what. He's not messing around anymore. He's tired of waiting. That's a bunch of BS. A year and a half. My ass. So we were just talking the other day about how I was shooting a video outside the consulate in Morocco, in Casablanca, and they saw me filming and they went apeshit and started chasing me. So That's on YouTube somewhere. I got to go find that one. I haven't seen that in a while. Oh, we have a winner. Winner, chicken dinner. We have a winner for our viewer of the month. Our viewer of the month is Raul Toff from Maryland. Congrats, Raul. Raul won a prize for taking 60 seconds to complete our survey on how we can make the show better. Now, Huli, maybe one day this week you can come on the show and tell me the good ways that people said, or maybe Maho could, to tell us to improve the show. And maybe we could just do it all live and I could say, yeah, that's a good idea, or no, I'm not doing that. So that would be sort of fun. I don't know. Huli, did we get any good ideas for how to improve the show? I haven't seen any of the reports or anything. You don't know? Okay, we'll have to find out. Hopefully we got some good. But Raul, thank you and congrats. Thanks for doing it. We'll do it again a little later this month. But thank you, everybody. That was good. I'm glad we got your help. Ido's here. What do you say, Ido? You're on mute.
Thank you, sir. How are you doing, sir?
I'm great. How are you doing, my friend?
How are you doing?
I'm great. What can I help you
I'm
with?
doing pretty good. Thanks. Thanks for asking. Yeah, I want to ask a question about my friend.
Okay.
So he got in America in December 2021. He started working like he got like he had like a F1 student.
Okay.
In America in 2021. So he started working like in outside the campus. Normally he is supposed to work outside the campus in July 2022.
2002?
So 2022. 2022.
Or 2000?
He came December 2021. He started working July 2022. So
go ahead.
Like outside the campus. So he supposed. So on April 2023, he met a girlfriend in 2023 April. So they are getting married like November 2023. So he's asking that can he file the tax for 2022 that 1099? You will not have problem with the ICE.
Your question is if he files taxes and says that he was working off of campus, if ICE is going to come looking for him. That's the question.
Like the 22.
They might. I mean, but he's got to tell the truth. What's his plan? Is he going to file for a green card with this girlfriend of his?
He can file the tax for 2022.
Is it me, Huli, or is it him? Him? Okay. All right. Sorry, Ido. I can't. You're breaking up. So he should file tax returns and be honest on his tax returns. That's all I can say. But if he's married to a U.S. citizen, he needs to get working on his green card.
Okay. The girl, she's a U.S. citizen.
Yeah, so she needs to file for him. Are they getting married?
Yeah, they are getting married in November.
What are they waiting for?
They say because they have they are setting the wedding, so because it's going to be a big wedding because they are in love. So they say they fix the date for November to get married.
And then they're going to file. I don't know what's up with that. Deeb is here. Hello, Deeb.
Hey, hello, Jam. How are you?
Nice microphone.
Hello? Oh, okay. Thank you. I'm kind of a gamer, so I have 3 questions. I don't want to take too much of your time. My first question is about the diversity lottery, which is opening, I guess, tomorrow in our timeline. So, my name is Deep. I'm from Palestine. I was born in West Bank, and I have a Palestinian passport. And as of the instruction for the 2025 diversity lottery, it says on on the section where it shows the eligible countries, uh, persons born in the areas administrated prior to June 1967 by Israel, uh, born in the West Bank, are chargeable to Jordan. So what does that actually mean? I have to choose Jordan as my country, or do I have to have a Jordanian passport to apply for a diversity visa as a Palestinian and as a holder of a Palestinian passport?
Well, Jordanians are eligible for the diversity visa,
Yeah,
correct?
they are too.
Yeah, so
Yes.
that's just chargeability. That just means what country you count against. That's all that matters. Just play it straight. Say that you're Palestinian. Say that you're born in the West Bank, and let them figure it out. You don't have to have a Jordanian passport.
So I can register in the diversity lottery without having a Jordanian passport. That's what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, thank you. The second question is about because I'm actually I'm right now I'm planning to travel to USA, and I need I'm willing to invest my 5 to 10 next years of my time of my life just to have the U.S. citizenship and passport. So I was trying to figure out the best way to enter United States, and which is the most efficient way to adjust to reach the citizenship. So what I want to tell you, uh, if I enter the United States on a B visa as a tourist, okay, and I wanted to adjust my status from a B visa to F visa, I read a lot of sources that says it's possible if you do it there. I know because if I wanted to enter America in a F visa, while for example having an university that teaches language or like an institute that for English language, it wouldn't be approved, right?
Do you have a visit visa to the United States?
I didn't apply yet, but if I
They're
applied
probably,
for a
they're
visit
probably
visa,
they're probably not going to give it to you.
even if I went to, what do you mean?
Most visit visas are denied.
Like, you mean as a Palestinian?
As a non-U.S. citizen, most visit visas to the United States are denied. You don't
Oh,
just get a
even
you don't just get a visit visa because you want one. Most are denied. The State Department gets to decide who they give it to and who they don't. So if you apply for a visit visa, you have to convince them that you're going to
Mhm.
come back home. But if you're thinking about coming here and changing status to something else, that's inconsistent with the visit visa. The visit visa is for a 6 month stay and you go home on time. You should not come to the United States on a 6 month visa with a plan to change to some other visa. That doesn't work anymore because they take a year and a half to decide it and then you're accruing unlawful presence. It's a bad idea. This is a bad plan and you should not do this. And most likely you're not going to get the visit visa to the United States.
So even as a tourist, like
Yeah, most
is-
tourists, most
I can't hear you, Jim.
people that apply for tourist, most visit visas are denied. Most visit visas are denied. Even
Oh,
the
okay.
mothers of U.S. citizens that they want to come meet their grandchildren,
So the better option is just to find a.
they don't get visit visas. And the U.S. consulate in Jerusalem is most likely not going to give many of the stats. I bet the consulate in Jerusalem gave B1, B2 visit visas to Palestinian men maybe 100 times last year, all of last year.
I know at least 10 of them. That's why I thought it's not
So I don't think
a
your
big
plan
deal.
makes. What'd you say?
I know at least 10 of them. Like I know a lot of uh, Palestinians that went to America in a
Okay,
B
good.
visa.
Go for it.
That's
Go get
why I
one.
thought it's a good thing.
Prove,
It's not a big deal. What I meant to say
prove me
because I
wrong.
know. Oh,
Prove me wrong.
okay. No,
No,
mhm. I'm just trying to find the easiest and the most efficient way to take the U.S. citizenship. And I actually, okay, I will go to my third question. It's about EB3 unskilled worker, um, because I have two sources here. I've been looking for them, and one source telling me that it could cost me if I'm overseas and if I'm not in the United States, it can cost me more than 30K just for a green card if I applied for a EB3 visa. But I had another sources that says that it's not even does not even cost me more than 10K to get this visa, but for me to take it, I have to be on an F1 visa in America, in USA, and if I want to adjust my status to EB3, I can do it while being in America and changing my status. Is it a thing
No,
or?
no. These are where are you getting these plans? Every plan is worse than the other. You can't go from an F1 to an EB3. That's not how it
I
works. Listen, Deeb, I have a couple videos on how to come and stay in the United States. You need to go watch those videos, and then call me back. Okay? Look on my channel. Look for videos that I have
I
about
did.
how. Okay. Well, coming on an F1 and then trying to change to an EB3 visa that you pay for, that's not at all how it works. The employees do not pay for employment-based green cards. The employer pays for employment-based green cards. So you may have watched my videos, but I never said there's no way, shape, or form I said that you can go from an F1 to an EB3. It doesn't work. This is everything you're saying is backwards and wrong. I don't mean to be mean, but this is just wrong.
No, thank you. You're advising me. It's
Yeah.
not being mean. Okay, thank you. I'll research more and I'll get back to you maybe. Thank you, Jim.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks, Deeb. Keita
Oh, hi, Jim. Thank you for taking my call.
is here. Hello, Keita. You got it. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm currently on OPT, and I had a long-term plan for this year to transition from OPT, and I was doing perm with my employer. So basically, we started in September 2021, and we did the entire process until April last year when we filed. And it got in April 2021, and it took a long time until February this year for them to respond, and they denied it. They said that we didn't have the prevailing wage, which we did, and we appealed, but it's still pending since March. And I was wondering if this is a normal time or if this is just a backlog issue that is causing the long wait. What do you think?
So you did you graduate? Oh, you did. You were on OPT. And so towards the
I
end
did,
of
yeah. I graduated at the end of last year, and I started OPT in January, and it ends this next January.
I'm sorry about my internet. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's bad.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Um,
Do you think I should
Wait,
just
I wanna-
wait or be a little
wait, I wanna
more
get the-
aggressive?
I want to get the timeline because I don't understand it. So you graduated and
Yes.
was it a STEM job or a non-STEM job?
Non-STEM job.
So you had 1 year of OPT.
Yep.
And you started the perm process while you were still before you graduated or when you were on OPT?
Before I graduated.
Okay. And so then you filed for adjustment while you were still on your OPT.
Oh no,
Right.
I haven't filed for adjustment yet. Like we
Oh,
did
right.
the first step where you submit to a newspaper and to the step where you prove that there's no other U.S.
So
citizen.
still-
We did that
Still
entire
with the-
process.
Still with the Department of Labor.
Yes, it's still with Department of Labor.
And what's up with your OPT? Did it end or is it going to end or what?
It's gonna end in January.
Okay. So when did you file the appeal? And do you think they made like a clear error? Like they made like they said there was no prevailing wage here, but you already did it, and they just didn't know that you did it.
Yes.
And are you related at all to the employer? Like, do they know you? Are they friends with you? Are they relatives or
No.
anything?
No.
What's the position?
It's a design associate.
Okay. And okay, so you sort of need that perm approval in order to be able to apply for adjustment before your OPT runs out, right?
Yes.
Where's the job located? What's the biggest city by the job?
It's located in LA, Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
Yeah. It's not anywhere outside of the city. It's in the city.
Okay. I think I can help you with this, Akita. If you want my help, I think I can help you. I think I would probably sue them. And I mean, if it's like you're saying it's really that dumb, like they said we didn't submit a prevailing wage and we attached the prevailing wage to the application, and that's the issue
Yeah.
that you're feeling.
Yeah, the prevailing wage, I think we need it in order to submit to the newspapers, right? To advertise the job. They have to approve it first. They said we didn't have it and we had it.
And it's your lawyer's confident that you had it.
Yes, yes. We've responded to them saying that this information is all available, and now we're just waiting. But we've been waiting for so long, and they advised me to still just wait. But the time is running out. I'm wondering what I could do.
Right. Would your employer be willing to sue them if I sue them?
I'm not sure about that. I'm speaking with my boss pretty soon about what we could do, and I'm trying to get some answers before.
Well, I've had
decisions.
I haven't sued the Department of Labor before, but the theory would apply that if they made a clear error, we might be able to sue them in federal court in LA, and then they're going to look at it and they're going to be like, well, this is really dumb. We can't defend this lawsuit, and then they just approve the perm, and then you go on your way with filing for the I-140.
What do you think is the timeline for this?
But there's another problem. The lawsuit will take like 3 months, but you have another problem, and that is, what's your So they're working on. What are you going to do at the end of your OPT?
I am saving, since it's OPT, I'm saving up for at least one semester of school. Yeah. I was going to drag it out a little bit more. I think that would give it enough time to at least get approved, and then I can get a work authorization, start working.
Okay, well, if you want to talk to your employer and see if they're open to the possibility of suing, I'd be happy for the three of us to all talk about it, or you and one of our lawyers talk about it. We haven't sued the Department of Labor before, but we have sued USCIS when they make a really, really dumb mistake. And I think we could help you.
Would that need separating from my lawyer as well?
No,
can I do that separately?
No, I don't want to. No, you keep your lawyer.
Okay. All right. Cool. I will. I'll consider that and get back to you.
Thanks, Akita. See you, buddy.
Awesome. Thanks, Jim.
Sorry about my phone, everybody, or about not the phone, the internet. It's driving me nuts. I'm sorry about that. So let me, is it getting any better, Juli, or no? A little. Okay. All right. Let's see what Jose has to say. Hey, Jose.
Hi, Jim.
How are you?
For taking my call. Good, and you?
I'm okay, except the damn internet's driving me crazy.
I can see that. So I talked to you the first time about a year ago.
Okay.
And back then, I was commenting to you that my girlfriend back in that time, she was abroad, and you suggested to me that we should get married outside the U.S. because one idea we had was that she could come get married here, and then she come back. At last, we went ahead and we ended up getting married in Europe, and we followed our process this year. I actually reached out to you via email, I think a few days ago, but thought about talking to you here.
Okay.
So we filed the I-130 in January of this year. We have been together for quite a long time because we met here studying F1 in English back in those days. So the reason why I also reach out to you via email is because of a video that you mentioned about that sometimes UCS likes lighting things off. And the reason why I thought maybe it could be also in our case is because for a long period of those 10 years, we were also in long distance relationship because she studied in different places than I did. And even though we traveled all the time to be together, it was hard to be permanently at the same place because of logistics. And then after also COVID hit and she had to be in France for quite some time. So it's been a couple of months, and one thing we are considering is maybe me going to France and stay there for some time, potentially even leaving my job here because I don't think you will be able to transfer it, and maybe have re-entry permit over there. until maybe the process goes along, so we don't stay apart for longer. I mean, we already had a lot of time in distance relationships, so we don't we want to be together, and it's painful. But also I sent you an email asking about your thoughts on whether could sue them at some point if
Yeah,
the
no,
delay becomes reasonable. I just want to understand how that works, to be aware if at some point we want to reach out, or there's something to do, or there is just wait. We're trying to figure that out. So if I guess that one of my questions here is that, considering that idea of going abroad for me, will that affect like the financial support that I will file for her? Because we are in I-130 at this point.
Mhm. And you're a green card holder.
I'm a green card holder only for 1 year.
Right. So let me walk you through. So what
Yeah.
country is
She's from France. So when we filed, everything was current. Now it changed, of course.
so for F2A, there's right now a 4-year wait on those.
Yes.
So I believe that it will actually be when you become a US citizen that she gets her visa. This is not something a lawsuit can help with,
Mhm.
because the reason they're putting that date up there, of February 8th, 2019, is because there's that many people in line ahead of you. So I can't sue them to make that line go faster. I can only sue them when that number is current.
I see. Okay.
So the lawsuit won't help. Hopefully they're going to see bigger jumps than month to month, so that it's not a 4-year. This year it jumped, I think, 10 months or so. In October it jumped because it was a new fiscal year. So it probably won't be a full 4 years, but I think there's a chance that you might have to wait until you become a U.S. citizen. So as far as a reentry permit, here's how I would think about it if I were you.
Mhm.
Because I heard what you said, I would, as soon as I can, file for a reentry permit. And once I get that reentry permit, I would go and stay with my wife in France and let this process play out. Just live my life. Say this
Yeah.
is probably going to take 4 years before we can live in the United States together. Obviously, you're going to have to come back before the 2 years are up and get another reentry permit.
Yes.
And then now the thing is, if you are out that much, then you won't be able to apply for citizenship. So you got to keep that in mind too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, at some point we are like, it's more painful to stay apart, and I wouldn't mind like to be a citizen later on in the future. But it's always also we want to consider if it's actually wiser for the process for me only go 6 months, come back and do something like that. Then that's where
you'd have to be here. You'd have to be. I mean, you have 1 good year now because you've been living here, right? So
yes,
the question on the day that you file for citizenship, the question is, was Jose in the United States for 2.5 out of the last 5 years? That's the question. You not have any trips of more than 6 months. Those are the two questions. So it's not just that you couldn't have any trips more than 6 months. You'd need half the time here. So that would mean half the time separate from your spouse. This is why what they're doing is so bad. So if I were you, it sounds to me like being together is more important to you than getting your citizenship.
yes,
So I would just very carefully get a reentry permit, leave, come back with plenty of time, so that I don't put my green card at risk. Then apply for another reentry permit, and then once the time comes to begin processing your wife's case at the National Visa Center, you're just going to need a co-sponsor, probably.
I see. Savings at that point wouldn't make much of a difference, you think, right?
At that point, what wouldn't make much of a difference? What'd you say?
Like as a financial support, savings that I could have.
No.
No.
We don't want to mess with that. You just got to at that point, you just find a co-sponsor and make it easy.
Gotcha. Because we also filed, we own a property as well to show ties to the country.
Yeah, that's okay. But if unless you're working for an American company, and you should Jose still file your taxes. You're
Okay.
gonna have to file your taxes because they use that to make sure when you apply for your wife, you're gonna need all those taxes. So keep filing your taxes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Bye, Jose. See you, buddy.
See you.
All right. Tommy's here. Hello, Tommy.
Hey, Jim. All right. Can you take me off the camera if you don't mind?
Already did.
All right, thank you. Listen,
Hey, Tommy, I have two Tommies in the waiting room. Is that other one you too, or no?
probably it is, yes.
All right, I'm going to kick that one out just so that
Yep.
we can clear up space for people. All right, go ahead, my man.
Yeah, hey, listen, just a quick facts here, and then I'll ask for your opinion on whether there's any gaps in my I-130 petition for my spouse that I'm planning to do soon. So I'm
Okay.
a U.S. citizen by birth. I'm 51 years old, dual citizen U.S. And Canada, but born in the U.S. Currently, I'm an expat in Uzbekistan, and I've been here for 4 years, since August of 2019. In this time, I filed all my taxes. I maintain my driver's license in Texas. I go home to Texas every once or twice a year. I have a regular address in Texas. I'm currently actually married to a U.S. citizen. She was naturalized back when she was 5 years old through her parents, and nothing to do with me. But we separated when I came to Uzbekistan in 2019, and we're getting a divorce in the process, which will be finalized in December of this year in Texas. So now, I'm engaged to an Uzbek national, and there's an 11-year age gap. We've been together since November of 2020, so about 3 years, and we've got lots of evidence of our relationship over the last 3 years, trips, pictures, etc., paying for her kids' college and all that stuff. After this divorce in December, we plan to get married in Uzbekistan, probably in January 24. And I'll apply for I-130 petitions for her and her 2 minor kids at that time. And then my assignment here as an expat ends in October of 2024, and at which time I'll repatriate to Texas. So that's kind of the facts, but it gets a bit more. There's a twist. A couple of twists. One twist is that she's been married and divorced 3 times in Uzbekistan to an Uzbek national. So never part of any U.S. green card, never part of any.
Three different people.
No, same person 3 times.
So, okay, yeah, you
That's
said it
one
like
twist.
you said it like a lawyer. That's why I wanted to clarify. So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
she married Mr. X. They got
Yes.
divorced. She
Yes.
married Mr. X. They got divorced.
Yes.
And she married Mr. X, and they got divorced.
Yes.
And Mr. X is the father of the 2 children.
Yes.
And Mr. X consents to the kids moving to the United States.
Well, that was one of my questions. I mean, she has full custody of these 2 kids. They're 13 and 16.
Yeah.
One kid's already in the U.S. Under an F1 visa.
Oh.
As a student, and the other one's here in Uzbekistan. So the bigger twist is that we're colleagues in the same company, and our relationship is mostly secret because of this relationship. And we're peers, and we're in a certain field that would be viewed as inappropriate to have this relationship. So we have a few colleagues, trusted colleagues, and her family, part of her family. So we can prove eligibility of marriage, divorces, birth certificates, evidence of this 2-year relationship, all that stuff. The issue is, after we get married, it seems that we still need to keep it secret.
Tommy, can you keep the mic up by your mouth because it keeps dropping?
Okay, so after we get married, we still need to keep this relationship secret, if you will. And we get housing from our company, so we have our own. We get apartments from our company, which are separate, because they think we're not married and there's no relationship. So this housing is from our employer. So after we get married, that arrangement will remain in place. So The issue that I see, and I want to get your view, is we tick all the boxes except be able to prove with certainty about living together after marriage. That seems to be, in my view, the hiccup in this, and going to get your view on how to shore that up, or through affidavits, through colleagues and others, or do you even see it as a risk given this fact pattern?
About this fact pattern, but I have an earlier part of the fact pattern that raised my interest.
Uh-huh.
How do we prove that your relationship to the U.S. citizen
You dropped out, Jim.
Oh, sorry, bud. How do I prove that your relationship with the U.S. citizen ended 4 years ago?
How do I prove it ended 4 years ago?
I mean, basically what you're telling me is that all of your evidence of this relationship with the Uzbek national occurred while you were legally married to somebody else.
Yes.
Yeah, that shit don't fly, homie.
Uh-huh.
They don't like that. So my question is, how are you going to be able to demonstrate that your relationship with the American lady had effectively ended? Just moving to Uzbekistan doesn't cut it. You're going to need more than that. So how are you, do you and the U.S. citizen have any kids?
We have adult children, yes.
Oh, adult. Okay. All right. So, so I mean, I don't know. I don't know how things work in Texas. Is there like a legal separation thing in Texas or no?
No, there's not.
So
there's no legal separation. That's a good question. I mean, the only thing I can prove is that like you said, I was in Uzbekistan.
Yeah, that ain't much. And it is 2023, but they still don't like quote unquote adultery. Not that I view this as adultery, but they do.
So first thing is somehow prove and what kind of evidence are you thinking about? What in your experience?
Well, who can corroborate?
She can corroborate, for example.
I mean, for all they know, you've been who? Your wife?
Yeah. I mean, it's in the divorce paperwork. For example, we separated, and it's in the divorce filing.
Okay, so that's good. But yeah. I mean, like, would she be willing to sign an affidavit, sort of detailing the history of your relationship since 2019 or whenever leading up to you moving to Uzbekistan?
I mean, I think she would be willing to sign something that says we separated in August of 2019.
You mean like a one-line thing?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a little better than what we got, but I need more, my man. I need more. I mean, you're basically trying me to get a secret marriage, a secret relationship that occurred mostly while the U.S. citizen was legally married, with an age gap, with kids, we don't know if the baby daddy's going to agree to let the kids come. I mean, this is a shit show.
Is the full custody?
I've gotten full custody doesn't cut it. There's a fundamental difference between full custody and daddy says those kids can move to America. I mean, I guess one of them's already here.
Yeah.
But like, if the father's parental rights have been terminated, that's different. And I'm not a family lawyer. If their rights have been terminated, that's one thing. But if it's just you have full custody as long as you're living in Uzbekistan, that's a whole different thing.
Okay, so one thing to fix is for the father, right? For the father to give a statement.
That's later, though. You don't need that right now. You don't need that now. Right now, you just need to prove. I mean, right now you can't do shit because you're still married.
Yeah.
So, and you're not even asking another question, which you should be thinking about, which is, Jim, what happens if I file this I-130 the day after I get divorced, or I get married the day after I get divorced, and then I file that I-130? I mean, you said your contract ends in November next year, right? So,
right.
If you're saying Texas won't finish up until January, then you got to get married. in secret.
Yep.
In secret, and then you got to file the I-130. I mean, you're going to be processing the I-130 for a year, so that's into 2025, and then you're talking about the embassy in Uzbekistan. That's another 7, 8, 9, 10 months. So this is not an easy case. This is a hard case, and I'm not so worried about keeping shit secret. Although I do want to make sure one thing: when you say you're working for a company, it's not the government, right?
Right.
I mean, one thing we got to be careful about is we don't want anyone to say that she and I defrauded that company to get 2 types of housing when we should have only gotten one because we were married. Because I've seen them use that kind of shit against people.
Okay. Yeah, it's not a government entity. No.
That's good. Okay. So what are your questions for me? I think I got it all. That's quite a case.
Yeah. Well, I guess it looks like there's one critical piece is this statement from my Texas, from the U.S. spouse, right? That has to be resolved somehow.
To me, I mean, if the timeline weren't as it were, I would say you should wait at least a year to even get married and file. Getting married right after that just sort of highlights this whole secret shit that we don't want to highlight. Like,
right.
And plus, how long of an age gap did you say?
11 years.
Oh, I thought in my mind it was 21. Okay, so 11 years not terrible, and you've got a credible story as to the relationship, but this case is going to need a lot of work. It's approvable, but in the wrong hands, it could really go bad. Lee.
Okay. Is this the type of case that your firm can help out with?
Yeah, I would take on this case. This would be an interesting case to work on. But man, we got to get some more from that wife you got. That's the thing. We got to get some more from that wife. And maybe we got to wait till after the divorce. But we're going to have to massage that part of the story because they're not going to. I mean, it depends. It depends. Like if we were going to an interview at USCIS,
yeah,
they're very puritanical. I don't know how the embassy will treat this, but I think I mean it is what it is. So you just got to go with it. But I might be encouraging everybody to just slow it down a little bit. I know maybe you could get an extension on your November date or whatever, but maybe you come back and go back and visit them or whatever. But I'd be trying to speed up the divorce, slow down the marriage, and then know that I'm in this for a good long while because it's easy to get the case on file. It's harder to win the case.
Yeah.
So this is one that's got to take its time. But yeah, this would be. I would like to help with the team working on this one.
Okay. Okie dokie. I think that's the questions. By the way, the F1 student in this case would be a change of status petition, right?
Eventually. Oh yeah, but I mean, yeah, we're a long way from there. That's just once you get the I-1, and you got to file separate I-130s for everybody, right?
Yeah. One last question. What about because of this expat rule, right? The direct counselor filing avenue, which I wouldn't
mess with that.
No.
Thanks, Tommy.
Okay, thank you.
Bye, buddy.
Bye.
Hey, everybody, I saw some good news. Our friend Munir had a baby. His spouse had a baby, so that's exciting. Congratulations, Munir. Munir's been missing. We've been wondering where you were, so everyone's happy for you, Munir. That was quite a call. I'm going to see what Sheena has to say. What do you say, Sheena?
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm great. How you doing?
Okay. I'm doing well. Jim, I have a question for you. I know how you feel about the fiance visas, but me and my fiance, we are engaged. My question is, he's in Dubai. They sent his case to Legos. I mean, he's originally from Nigeria, but they sent his case to Legos. We are debating, like, should we get it transferred? Because we already did our DS-160. We already paid the visa fee, and now we just sitting. Like,
how did you come to find out that it was transferred to Nigeria? That's very interesting. I don't know that I've heard that before, Sheena.
The only reason, because I received, you know how you get the welcome letter? I received the email said it's time to schedule your interview, and I was so excited. But when it said Legos, I'm like, why is it saying Legos when his address is in Dubai? So,
Do you think? Do you think? This is sort of a tricky question, but see if you can follow me. Do you think that the case was originally on track to go to Dubai and got sent to Nigeria because they decided to do that? Or do you think that you guys might have made some kind of mistake on the form that made them think they had to do the interview in Nigeria?
well, we put his address, his current address, and his current address is in Dubai, and he
So
put that on.
So let me ask you this question. Did he ever apply for some kind of a visa to the United States from inside Nigeria?
No,
Never?
never. He never applied for a visa before. This is first time.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay. Well, then that's curious that they would send it to Nigeria. Maybe some other people will say something in the comments. I mean, I guess I in answer to your question, I would try very, very hard to get the case sent back to Dubai and to do the interview there instead of in Nigeria. Nothing good's going to happen at that interview in Nigeria. Nothing good. I mean, one, it's slower, and two, they're going to try and play tricks on him. I don't like it. I think they're up to something.
Yeah, me and him both we was happy that, we made it this far, where, hey, you approve, we got our approval, and now we can schedule our interview. But we was disappointed when it said Legos. We still just went along and like I said, he from Nigeria. So even when he go to Legos, he will have to find somewhere to stay there for the time being. So it's like the flight there, sometimes it's a ban.
Yeah, so I would highlight all that. You're going to need to make a request to Dubai to take the case from Lagos. They might not do it, but that's what you need to do. You need to ask them to take your case, and then you're going to need to list those kinds of things like to find out why, or to see, you're going to have to justify why they should send the case back to Dubai. So you're going to have to convince them. I do think you should push him real hard on whether he's ever applied for a visit visa to the United States, because in my mind, he already has a file there, and that might be why they sent it there. That was the first thing I thought of. That why would they send it to Nigeria unless he somehow had a case there before?
One other thing, Jim, I think they're getting sloppy because he have a friend that's in Nigeria who applied for his spouse's visa, and they sent his case to Dubai, but he's in Nigeria. And
Maybe.
Christian is in Dubai, and they sent his case to Legos.
Maybe. Well, let me know what happens, okay?
I sure will. Thank you, Jim, and thanks for all your hard work. You just give us peace. And one other thing, you have me interested in the immigration law. Like, I'm getting excited about that.
Great. That's great.
Yeah, I am.
Thanks,
So
Sheena.
keep up the good work.
Well, I think immigration paralegals always have work to do. So if you get your paralegal certificate, you should think about it, because I think immigration lawyers need good people like you, Sheena.
Well, how long will it take? Because not saying I'm 40 already. I have a nice career job.
My wife said 6 months to get the certificate. Yeah. It's
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jim.
Bye, Sheena. Oh, what a great way to end the call. See ya. All right. Well, we'll be doing. Oh, what the heck? Did I go out again? What the heck? Here I am. Am I here? You know it. So this is your senior love daddy coming to you live from We Love Radio. Last on your dial, but first in your hearts. We'll be back tomorrow with episode number 443. For those of you who don't know, that's from Do the Right Thing, the best movie we ever made. I will be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Matt, I see you there nodding. Matt, if you